Alright guys, so we're back out here again today. And today the goal is I'm going to drain the oil. And while the oil is draining, I'm going to work on bolting the seat in here. And then once that's done, we'll put the other oil in it. And then I'm going to see if it'll crank over. And if it does crank over and I don't hear any issues with it, I'll put fuel in it. And we'll go from there. But like I said, right now the plan is we're picking up from yesterday. So last night while we were out here, if you guys didn't watch the video and you missed a couple days and now you're just getting back into it. Over the past couple days, I've got this mount in the mail, and we made this aluminum plate, and then we also cut out the battery tray and the hold down, and then I brought it back here and I knocked the hole in it for the restart button, and I got this thing mounted in. So pretty good spot actually. It fit really nice. The intake comes out like this, and then it starts to 45 like right here, and it puts the filter right about here. So it's in a really good spot still. So we got a lot of clearance where we're at, and then I ended up tying a lot of these wires together so everything ran a lot cleaner and it didn't look terrible. So we got all that stuff taken care of. Catch cans mounted again. All I got to do now, guys, get some oil in it. It's already got water, and then put fuel in it. See if this thing will start here later on. So let's get this oil drained out. Let's work on getting that seat bolted in, and then we'll go from there. So I was in town earlier running errands, and I had to renew my license and the plates on the car. So I stopped at Ace Hardware before, and I picked up some grade 10 by 125 bolts. So we got a lot of thread, and they're flanged. So we can use these to mount the seat with. And then Summit box showed up today, and let's see what that was. This should be rod end seals for the control arms on the blue car, and hopefully the HP tuner connectors, or the serial connectors. Yep, so there's one. Yep, so 2 connectors. So I got one for my blue car, and then one I'm gonna put in Mark's car. Because we are unlocking that with HP tuners, I'm gonna leave one of these connectors in here permanently, so I don't have to mess around with trying to wire that in every time we want to log wideband while we're working on the car. And then I got more boots so I can finish these, because when I bought, I don't know why I didn't think about it, but I bought 2 packs of 6, so I got 12. I needed 16, so I just had to buy another 6-pack, and I'll have 2 left over. But so that'll be the rod end seals for the heim joints on the rear control arms. So that'll keep dust and everything from getting in there and wearing it out and seizing it up. And then when I do the overflow on Mark's car, I'll wire this. I'll wire the wideband in. We'll tack on with HP and see what we can play with. So a couple nice things today. So let's get to it and see how far we can go on this car tonight. Oil's draining, now we go inside. have a seat. Here we go. Seat's mounted. Feels good. Feels real good, actually. I can reach the crank if I'm tied in. I can open the door. So, we're in a good spot. I like where I'm sitting. Brakes in a good spot. I can let go, grab the shifter, steering wheel. If I'm tied in, I can still reach the power button for the tablet. So I am going to leave the charging port on this side. And I did stand outside and I was playing with it yesterday, and it's not too bad. I just got to reach in and hit the button, so it's easy enough. And then I can still reach all my gauges where I'm at, almost. I mean, if I ever had to do anything, I probably wouldn't be strapped in anyway. But I mean, yeah, I like where it's at. So now that we got the seat mounted, when my cage material gets here, we can go ahead and get this done. I gotta order all that, but we'll get that taken care of. Awesome. And then we still gotta do a mount on the back of the seat when they put the cage in. We gotta do a plate with 4 bolts at the top here, but other than that, guys, we're in. We're in the car. This is awesome. Yes. Yeah, I need to actually see if the rear cranks that I took off the back doors will work on these. If they will, then I got a lever. I can take these vice grips off. If the vice grips work. It is going to be nice having manual windows, so I won't have to power the car on and put the windows up and down all the time. If I sat flat in the seat, which is where you should be, I'd be right here. Still got plenty of room for the helmet. This is the final view. This is how I'm going to see it. At least I hope it is. I don't know if I'm aiming the camera straight. At least I hope I am. But yeah, so that's how we're going to see everything. Good stuff. Alright, so we got that done. Let's put some oil in it. What I think I'm going to do when I do the crossbar here is I'll do a hook. I hang the steering wheel on it. Maybe even the helmet too. We'll see. Be nice. Because when I'm not racing, I could chuck the helmet on the hook and we can steer the car around in the pits with the steering wheel, and I guess that'd be a problem and I gotta put them both on there. Maybe I'll get 2 hooks put on. We'll see. Let's get this oil in the car. Well, trying to crank it over and I'm not having the best luck. I got the plugs in and it does crank. When I hit the key and it rolls, but then it quits. I don't know what the deal is, but it is dropping battery voltage fast. So when I crank it, the tablet catches it and sometimes it drops down to like 8 or 9 volts. So I don't know if it's the battery or if I got a ground problem. So I went over all my grounds, made sure everything was okay, and really? So I went over all my grounds, made sure everything was okay, cleaned the battery cables off at the battery, cleaned them off at the grounds. There's a ground stack on the core support, that's where all the ECM grounds are. And then there's the other battery cable ground that goes to the stud. So I don't have any jumper cables. I'm gonna have to try and see if I can find some, because all I got's a jump box. And when I messaged the anti-gravity about if it was okay to jump start one if the car died, they told me no. So I don't want to bring my jump box out here and supplement the battery and see if it'll start and then ruin this battery. So I'll show you guys what it's doing. But it does crank though. But as you can see, damn gauge. But as you can see, battery voltage just tanks. The ECM shuts down, and because the ECM shutting down, it's not activating the starter relay, shuts everything off. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do there. I did check codes, and that's the nice thing about this torque app is while everything's hooked up here, I just back out. I hate that. God, I hate that so much. But anyway, so you go to the torque app here. So I was in real-time data, which you can just go here, and that's where I got these goofy ones, you know. Spinnies, movings, RPM, you know, things like that. But so yeah, I got battery temp, battery voltage, water temp. TPS does actually respond pretty quick. I mean, you could see how quick it responds to my foot, which is damn near instant. So I do have a couple different displays. This one's just the regular torque app one. No extra pages. I did take this one down to 1. But you can back out and you can go to fault codes. And then you can run the codes. And then this is what I show. So it's scanning. I think I can clear them. Yep, I can clear them right from here too. The 243, 499, U110C, and the 033, they're all going to get cleared out. And let's see here. Yep. So it looked like it just set that one a couple times. And then you can just click on here, and if you got an internet connection, then you can look it right up, which is kind of cool because I am still within range of the Wi-Fi in my house. So having this tablet is going to be pretty nice. I got calculators and everything. I can put all my data in. So if I set tire pressures or something like that with the car, then I can do a notepad right here on the desktop. Damn thing, come on. But I could do a notepad and then just click that right from the desktop, and then I could put that information right in there. So when I make a pass, you know, and the car looks okay, you know, I could say, hey, there's tire pressure, track temperature, DA, you know, this much boost, and this is what it did. That way, if we do start traveling with the car and we try to look for some consistency, we can get there. And this is what I'm going to use most of the time while I drive. But at least I hope so. As long as it works good. I mean, if this app has the delay that everybody talks about, but the real-time information here is a lot faster. At least it seems like it responds a lot faster. So we're gonna run with that. But I got to figure out what this battery voltage drop is. But it is getting a little later, so I think I am just gonna wrap this one up for the night and go inside and think about this and see what I want to do. What I'm probably going to do to start with, like I said, is I will try and borrow some jumper cables, or find some, I guess. I might have something somewhere I could use. Make an extra ground and try and hang that off the battery and see if it helps. But if the extra ground doesn't make a difference, then what I'll do at that point is I'll see if the AC Delco battery that I took out of the car, that we used to start the car before, if that will start this car. And if it starts the car, then I'll know it's the battery. If it doesn't, and it still has this dropout issue, then I'll have to dive back in and see where I'm losing my ground. So that's the only thing that makes sense. I mean, I don't think it's a poor connection where I'm losing power. I'm almost positive that it is just going to be something going on with the ground. So I'll get that figured out and we'll go from there, guys. But I am going to wrap this one up for the night. I'm getting kind of tired. I was out here till like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning yesterday. So, well, I put the 480 amp battery in and it did the same exact thing. So I don't think it's a battery issue right now at this point. I think it's a wire issue. I just got to figure out what's going on. I haven't blown any fuses, so it's not a short to ground. I think I just got a ground problem somewhere, and that's probably why the cluster wasn't lighting up either. But we've already done all of this stuff to make this work, so we're going to try and make it work. I would rather have this than the actual stock cluster. The stock cluster probably would respond the best, but this tablet actually, when I whack the throttle looking at the torque app, it actually responds pretty quick. I did end up staying out here a little longer. I was sitting in the car after I closed the video here, and I was just kind of like, man, you know what? I don't want to sit here and just wait and wonder if it is a battery or if it is that battery. And then, like I said, I put the other battery in. It did the same exact thing, so I think I got a ground problem somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand on some jumper cables, and I'm going to run a good redundant ground, make sure that we're solid. And if we're solid, we'll go from there. I'll add grounds if I have to. I was thinking about adding grounds anyway. I'll probably take one off the driver's side motor mount plate and then take that right to the chassis. I'll play that by ear, guys. If, like I said, if we get some jumper cables and the car responds much better, I'll add some grounds. If not, I'll have to dig back into my harness here and figure out what I got going on. I was really hoping I could have had this thing running because I am going to be pretty busy this weekend, but it is what it is. I'll get back out here and we'll get back to it as soon as I can. That coolant overflow is supposed to be here maybe tomorrow. If not, it'll be here Monday or Tuesday, and then I can get Mark's car done, and then we'll get back to this one if not before. So if that part's still not here by Monday, I can get it back out here after work, and I can try and figure this car out Monday night. It does have oil in it. It has coolant. We have everything else. I was just trying to get it to crank over to see if we could get some oil pressure in the car, and ran into this issue. So we'll figure this issue out and we'll start moving forward with it. But I am going to wrap this one up, guys. At least it wasn't a total bust today. I got the seat mounted as well, so that's something. But yeah, so I am going to wrap this one up, guys. Have yourself a good one. Stay safe, and we will see you at the track. Thanks.